I'm up in here. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm up here having a few technical difficulties as we get this broadcast started. But yeah, man, let me get this camera fixed. Good grief. But yeah, what's up, y'all? It's your man Kelsey-Bernard coming to you live from YouTube. I recently did a Facebook live broadcast letting you guys know that I was getting ready to go live on YouTube. And I just wanted to share something really important with you guys. I wanted to talk on the subject of depression. And depression is a killer, man. Recently, we just had Linkin Park frontman Chester Bennington commit suicide as a result of that depression. And depression is very deceitful. You know, you may not think that someone, you know, is struggling with depression. Some people are better at hiding it than others, but yeah, it's very deceitful. It'll creep up on you at unexpected times. But yeah, guys, what I wanted to really say today is to stay above the waters when it comes to depression. Depression can be described as drowning. You drown as you suffer the depression, and it's a similar feeling that you can't breathe. There's nowhere to go. You're trapped, and it's something that you just can't snap out of. It's not like just a quick change of mind like that, because depression is also rooted in the physical as well. It's nothing simple that you can just pop out of, and I'm gonna go more into detail on the science behind depression and everything we need to know about depression in order to help combat it. But yeah, guys, I'm trying to get this thing is so jacked up. This thing is so jacked up, dude. But got the sun all in my face, man. I need to. This is my studio for now. I've been in my car most of these recordings, but I'm gonna get some better quality pretty soon. But for now, this is where we're gonna be at. Man, this sun got me looking like extra light skin and stuff. Like, what? Good grief. Me looking like Kid and Play, or Kid. Real light skin. But yeah, guys, I just want to share with you real quick some ways that I have struggled with depression, and then some ways that I fight depression, and that some ways that I have overcome it in the past. Because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I still struggle with it. Sometimes I still go through, depressive episodes. And the way that my depression began mainly was in the military. I mentioned in the video I posted before that I had depression to start in the way that it's haunted me the most severe way. That started in the military. And I saw a couple of things in the military. I experienced a couple of things that triggered that. But yeah, man, depression. So let's look up and see what exactly is depression. What's the definition of depression? And I got my little side phone right here. We're gonna look up the definition of it and see exactly what depression is. All right, so bear with me as I look at it, as I look it up. Dude, I had my car in reverse, yo. Y'all was gonna get some real live action going on, me going out into the damn street. But yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna get an accurate definition of it for you. if this internet would speed up. Yes, indeed. Let's see. All right. As you all know, this is a live show. There was no planning. There was no type of setup or anything like that. I didn't plan on what I was gonna say. I kind of knew what I was gonna say, but there's no plan. All right. All right. The dictionary says here. This is the definition from the Merriam-Webster. All right. Depression: feelings of severe despondency. Feelings of severe despondency and dejection. A long and severe recession in an economy or market. So that's talking about like economic depression, which we were in 2008. But anyway, the dictionary defines depression as feelings of severe despondency and dejection. And the American Psychiatric Association defines depression as a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. It also says, fortunately, it is also treatable. Depression causes feelings of sadness and or loss of interest in activities once enjoyed. And then it goes on to say feeling sad or having a depressed mood. Let's see what else we have. What other definitions we have? Yeah. Let's see. National Institute of Health. Pretty much the same as the American Psychiatric Association. So, but also from what I've learned and experienced, because I'm coming to you guys from a personal standpoint as well. Depression involves feelings of self-doubt, low self-esteem, lack of self-worth, feelings of, as this definition from the American Psychiatric Association, feelings of dejection. You feel like you don't fit in. You feel like you're just not as good as everyone else. You have just wicked, evil, dark thoughts about death, about suicide. You would rather be dead than be alive. So that's something that's a pretty general definition of depression in my own words there. But yeah, guys, I mean, I've had times in my life where I felt like, I didn't want to go on, man. I felt like I wanted to, find a way out of my troubles, and I would have preferred it to have been, through dying. Sometimes people get so overwhelmed that they feel like death is the only way out. But I'm here to tell you guys, man, if you feel like that, you feel like death is the only way out, just know that that's not true. Know that there are other means of getting over that depression. There are other ways of getting through the darkness. You don't have to take your life. You don't have to do a permanent or commit a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I know that's cliche. Many of you have heard that before. I've heard that before several times, and I've gotten frustrated about that before. But it's true. Taking your life is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And depression does come in episodes. Sometimes you have episodes that'll creep up on you, which is temporary, and you think about taking your life over a temporary episode, and then sometimes you will snap out of that episode. Not saying you can willfully snap out of depression, because that's something that you can't do. You can't willfully snap out of depression, and if anyone tells you that, they're lying to you. But after that general depressive episode ends, and you look back on it and you're like, man, why did I trip so much like that? Why did I allow that to, destroy my evening? Or why did I allow that to destroy the time that I had with my family member or loved ones? You'll look back at that and you'll be like, dude, this this is really affecting my life in a way that, you know, everything is being destroyed. But guys, you know, I mean, I can go on and on and on about it. I'm not going to stay long with this particular broadcast because this subject is something that's near and dear to me. This hits home for me. And it's something that I just want to reach out. It's something that causes me to want to reach out to the world and to help people with, you know, because I know how it is, you know, feeling alone, feeling like the world is a scary place. You have the paradigm, or you have glasses on that gives you a vision of the world that makes the world seem terrifying and scary. That's like one of the ways that I can describe it, you know. But yeah, man, it's a terrible thing to live with. But anyway, let me move on to some ways that I actually overcome it. All right. Some ways that I overcome depression is through exercise. Getting out of the house and then going for a quick run, or, you know, going to lift weights or something. Boxing. Something to get your blood flowing, get those endorphins going. Sunlight, staying, you know, like how the sun is blinding me right now. I'm being blinded by the sun right now, you know. But that's a good thing, because there is scientific evidence that sunlight helps to, I believe, facilitate serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter in the brain or in the nervous system that helps to fight feelings of depression. Antidepressants help to balance out, you know, the serotonin levels in your brain. And that's another thing. Never count out medication. If you feel like you need medication, take the damn medication. Take the medication. All right. I know there's a stigma. There's a, you know, a common view of people who take medication. You know, they view those people as crazy or, you know, weird or whatnot. But if you need the medicine, take your medicine. Just like if you break your leg and you need a cast, put the freaking cast on. Take the medicine. You know, you get a cold, you take Robitussin. You know, you just do what you have to do, you know, medically, in order to overcome that depression. But yeah, back to the exercise thing. Like, exercise really does help. Guys, I know I'm all over the place. I'm distracted by this bright sunlight. There are weird things going on out here around me where I am right now. So just bear with me, and I hope y'all following me. I hope you're following me, because this is really important to me, y'all. But exercise. Exercise actually helps your brain to produce dopamine. Dopamine is the pleasure chemical in your nervous system. And oh my goodness, the sun is getting even brighter. Even brighter. What's up, world? I'm Kelsey-Bernard, and I'm blind right now because the sun is in my eyes. But yeah, dopamine. Dopamine helps to give you feelings of pleasure, and those feelings of pleasure are very important in fighting depression. So get out and exercise. Get out, get in the sunlight. All right. Another thing you can do is to get out of the freaking house. Get out of the house. Don't stay cramped up in the house. I know that's one thing that we want to do a lot when it comes to feeling depressed. When you feel depressed, you want to stay in the house all day. That's all you want to do, you know. But that's the last thing that you need to do. You need to get out of the house and not be cramped up in the house and sitting alone with just you and the depression, because it's just going to get worse. So just remember that. Never stay alone during depression. When you're going through a hard time, you're having a very bad episode of depression, do not stay alone. It's the last thing that you need to do, is stay alone. Get on the phone, call somebody, do what you got to do. You know, go visit a friend. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have anybody to call, you don't have anybody to visit, pick up the phone and call the suicide hotline. I'm gonna post the link to the suicide hotline, the suicide chat, real quick. After I post this live video, I'm gonna post the link below in the description, so you guys can have that number and have the website, because they have like a phone number you can call. They have a chat that you can actually, you know, chat back and forth with someone, a representative. But yeah, guys, depression ain't no joke, man. Depression is a beast. Depression will kill you. It'll take you out of here, man. Rest in peace to Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park, man. That really affected me, like, really bad. It still is affecting me. His death. It's very depressing. But Chester seemed to be suffering from depression for a long time. You could tell through his music. You could tell through some of the things that he would post on the internet. He actually said, you know, he doesn't like the Chester that's in his mind on one of those videos that he posted. And it's really sad, man, because if we see somebody that's struggling with depression, we need to do everything we can, man, to comfort them, to counsel them. You know, we have to love them enough to fight through what may be pushing people away. I know that that's a very hard thing, you know, but we have to do what we got to do for our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Because you can save somebody's life. But yeah, man. But my personal message to you, if you are suffering from depression, I'm seeing like the where's the camera? Oh yeah, the lens right there. If you yourself, if you're suffering from depression, know that you're not alone. Know that you're not by yourself in the struggle. It may feel like you by yourself in the struggle, but know that there are people out there who do care for you. And if you don't personally know them, know that there are people who are willing to care for you, who will stand with you in your fight against depression. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I myself, I know the struggle. I know the struggle is real when it comes to depression. And I know the pain. I know the feelings of emptiness, the feelings of a general dread. You know, you're feeling like a sense of dread for no reason, you know, and then you get those bad negative thoughts like everything is falling apart, nothing is going right. You're just negative, you know, you're thinking about killing yourself, you know, all the time. You're just walking around thinking about suicide, you know, and that's, you know, I understand that. So just know you are not alone. And if you want to write me, hit me up, man. We can chat, we can talk, you know, we can get it in, you know, because you don't have to fight. You don't have to face this alone. Know that, you know, and also know that things will get better. Have the hope knowing that things will get better. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna be honest right now. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna look at this video myself. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at this video myself during times that I would struggle. And I'm gonna use this video as a reminder that things will get better. I'm gonna use this video as a coaching tool to myself, to remind myself, you know, that I can make it and you can make it. You're not alone. Things, you know, can't always be bad forever. It can't rain forever. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay above the waters when it comes to depression. You cannot allow depression to pull you in and to allow you to, and to make you drown, to cause you to drown. You can't allow depression to do that. What you got to do is stay up. Do whatever you can to stay above the waters. And it's very hard to stay above the waters because depression is very strong. It's very overwhelming. But you got to do what you got to do to stay above the waters. When you feel like, this is what I've been doing lately. And again, this is not planned. I didn't plan this video or nothing. But when you feel those feelings of depression come on, man, what you got to do is reach from the depths of your soul and tell yourself everything is going to be okay. It won't always be this way. You know what I'm saying? You got to love yourself. You got to love yourself enough, you know what I'm saying, to actually do this and that. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that, the feeling that you accept yourself. Because everybody is not going to always accept you. And many depressed people struggle with feelings of dejection, and they feel as if they don't belong. They feel as if they don't belong. And having that base, that foundation of self-love will help you. It will bring you a long way, because depression tells you that you're not worth anything. So when you have that base foundation inside of you saying that you are worth something, you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are, and nothing can tell you different. And you know, I was thinking about doing a 21-day challenge for transformed thinking when it comes to depression. And I believe that's going to be some legit stuff that's going to help someone, you know, a lot. But yeah, you got to know who you are, man. You got to stay above the waters. Do what you got to do to not allow yourself to sink, you know. And it's very hard to swim back up once you're in the under those dark waters of depression. It's very hard to swim back up. But people like me and counselors around the world, around the country, in your community, you know, loved ones, we want to help pull you out of that, because I don't like to see people sitting there struggling in their mind, lacking, you know, someone to, you know, lacking a helping hand, lacking someone to empathize and sympathize with them. And it's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's people out there, they say, oh yeah, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You know, dude, you depression, that's for the weak. Somebody actually told me that shit, saying, oh, their depression is, you weak when you get depressed. You know, you so weak. Dude, that ain't gonna do nothing but drive that person deeper into the waters. That's not gonna help them, you know. That can even drive somebody to suicide. It's telling them, you know, oh yeah, it's weak. Oh yeah, you know, you gotta pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Now, some of you may be thinking that I'm contradicting myself by what I said, because what I said, pretty much, you have to pull within yourself, pull out from within yourself that self-love. You know what I'm saying? That assurance that you know who you are, right? That's something that took me a while to build. You feel me? But there's a difference between, you know, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and having that self-love deep within you. You see what I'm saying? Because again, man, you cannot, when you're in the waters of depression, it's very difficult to swim back up by yourself. So what you got to do, this is a good point. I'm glad I'm getting to this point. What you have to do is, when you're not feeling depressed, when you're not having an episode, and when you're in a pretty good mood, make a fortress, build a fortress around your heart, build a fortress around your mind to, you know, prepare for that next episode of depression. And that fortress could be confidence in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Putting hard facts right there in front of you, saying, I know that this particular thing is true, so that when I'm depressed and depression tells me that this particular thing is not true, I know for a fact, and I can see clearly, that it's just depression playing tricks on my mind. Because depression will play some crazy tricks. It'll make a freaking puppy look like a dinosaur. It'll make, you know, the smallest things look like the biggest obstacles. That's why a lot of people who have depression can't get a lot done. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I mean, but when you're in that spot, man, when you're having an episode, you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's BS, dude. That's BS, man. And I'm here to tell you guys, man, I understand what you're going through. I understand what you're going through. And if you're thinking about suicide, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. All right? I'm actually a survivor of suicide, of a suicide attempt. I tried to commit suicide fairly recently, a couple of years ago, 2011. And I told you guys I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna let y'all know what's up because I want to fight depression. I want to fight this and put a foot in depression's ass. You know, because it's killed too many people. And there's treatment for depression. But back in 2011, I had a really bad depressive episode. I struggled in ways that I had never struggled before, and I did what I did, and the reality hit me like a ton of bricks. The reality of impending death. The reality that you're gonna die today. Today you're gonna die. That shit hit me so hard, and it was scary. The scariest thing that I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm here to tell you that's not something you want to experience. You don't want to experience that. The experience of knowing you're about to die. That's some scary stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. It's not a game. I mean, I was sitting there and I knew it was over. I knew it was over. And you're talking about terror, you know, being terrified. That's the epitome of being terrified, knowing you are about to die, you know. Your life as you know it is about to end. And it's crazy, man. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So if you're at the edge right now, you know, just reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to me. Reach out to, you know, one of your loved ones. Do not keep this stuff inside. I'm gonna say it again. Do not keep it inside. You better reach out to somebody. Let them know. It's people who love you. You are worth, you know, you are worth something. You are worth, your life is worth living. There's nobody like you. And maybe people who do similar things to you, but there's nobody like you. There's only one you. And you have infinite value. So keep your head, you got to keep your head up in this world. Keep your head up. I said that in one of my other videos. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Don't allow yourself to be overcome by the waters of depression, because it's quite deadly. It can take you out of here. And another thing, you know, imagine the effect that depression would have on those you leave behind. And before I talk about that, I want to make another point. As a regular contender against depression, I've been told, man, in the past, you know, some people prior to my suicide attempt, I would share with them, you know, feelings of, you know, suicidal feelings. Some of them were jerks, and they were jerks. I mean, they could have been being sincere in the desire to help me, but they were being jerks when they said this. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. oh, don't do that. Don't kill yourself. That's selfish. That's selfish. That's a selfish thing to do. It's so selfish. How could you do that? And my response to that would be this. Why would you put more pressure on someone who is on the verge of possibly killing themselves? There's no turning back from death. Once you're dead, you're dead. Why would you try to push that person toward death by telling them, oh, you're selfish, you're this, you're that, because you're reaching out for help. You're selfish, you're weak. So you're putting more pressure on that person, more guilt. And guilt is a very common thing when it comes to depression, feeling guilty, feeling shameful, feeling worthless. So when you say to the person, oh, that's a selfish thing to do, you're pushing them toward that, oh, you're reaching out for attention. Well, damn it, if they were reaching out for attention and simply doing that for attention, but you're not sure if they are, still reach out to them, because you never know. You never know. It's better safe than sorry. And I have to say this, if you are, talking about suicide simply just to get some attention, and this is my message to the actual person, if you're doing it just for the attention and you're not actually thinking about suicide, you're not actually planning on hurting yourself, don't do that. Don't do that. Just if you're looking for attention, threatening suicide is not the way to do it, because you're creating more jerks out there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're creating a more powerful argument for the proponents of those who say, oh, you're selfish, for thinking about suicide. You know what I'm saying? So if you want attention, go reach out somewhere else. Don't use suicide or suicidal threats as a means of getting attention. Whatever that attention may be, if you're just trying to be seen, just do that some other place. But yeah, man. It ain't no joke, dude. Like that suicide attempt was terrifying. You don't want to do that. You're worth too much to allow feelings of dejection to take you out of here. And back to my other point about those you leave behind. All right. When you commit suicide, you in the process hurt other people in a sense. Not in a sense, but in reality you do. I know you don't do it intentionally, because when you're in that episode of depression, you can't see. It's like being blinded. You have tunnel vision, and the only thing that you can see is the negativity. That's the only thing that you can see. So I don't blame you for feeling that way at all. You should not be scolded for hurting. You shouldn't be scolded for reaching out, But when it comes to those you leave behind, you're hurting people who love you. Like for me as an example, my children are a major lifeline for me. I sit there and sometimes I have a quick thought. I'm like, damn, would it be better if I were gone? But I've trained myself, thank God, I've trained myself to get to the point where when I think about that, my mind shifts over to my children. And I'm like, what would my babies think if they knew daddy was gone? If they knew daddy was not around anymore and daddy was in a box in the ground, how would that affect my babies? You see what I'm saying? I know that's morbid, I know that's graphic, but it's real, man. How would your mother feel? You know? How would your grandmother feel? How would your brother, your sister, your cousins, your aunt, your uncle, your friends, you know what I'm saying? Your teachers, your co-workers, you know, anyone who could possibly have feelings of love towards you, how would they feel looking over your dead body? Especially younger people, children. How would you feel? How would you feel if that baby was looking over at you in a casket? Imagine the pain that would put them through. They can't have you back. They love you, but they can't have you back, you know? You're not gonna wake up. Oh, why is daddy not waking up? You know? Why is daddy not moving? Is daddy sleeping? You know, I mean, I don't mean to be graphic, but I'm just trying to make a point, you know, to keep you here. Let you know you are worth it. Your life is worth it. You're just as valuable as any other person walking on this earth. Your life is valuable. God created you, man. Your life is valuable. And don't let anybody tell you differently. It's just crazy, man, because we live in a culture where we value the lives of other people or trendy people. We value their lives over those who are not as popular or not that much into trends and stuff. But then we get to the, you know, we start to feel like, well, damn, I'm not worth as much as this person. Kids who were picked on in school, they feel like their life is not worth as much as the life of the popular kid or the popular girl or the popular guy. They feel like their life is not worth that much. So then they begin to think, well, if I kill myself, number one, I won't have to deal with those feelings. Number two, I will send a powerful message to the people who devalue my life. You think that you would be sending a powerful message to those who you believe devalue your life. And the sad reality is this: some people now, if you do kill yourself, they'll secretly rejoice in their heart. Because some people are evil like that. I posted a video recently about jealous friends or fake friends, jealous family, fake family members who secretly are jealous of you, but they wouldn't mind seeing you dead. And that's the reality. Some people wouldn't mind seeing you dead. So would you give them that pleasure or that victory? Don't give them that. Don't give them the pleasure of seeing you out of here like that. You stand up and you say, look, I'm gonna fight through this, and you're gonna watch me be victorious. You're gonna see me rise. You're not gonna see me fall. You feel what I'm saying? Show them. You know, I know you don't have to prove anything to anyone, but show them. You show the world that you can do this. Don't give them the pleasure of seeing you dead, man. Real talk. Don't give them that pleasure. Because again, you know, your life is as valuable as someone who is admired by many. And the message I have to those who have been picked on, or those who have felt rejected, particularly, I want to do this, particularly, not excluding anyone. You could take this message and apply it to yourself, but particularly I want to speak to young guys, young males, all right? I mean, there's been a lot of emphasis on, young ladies who, struggle with, like body image issues. And I'm gonna talk about that too, because that's terrible that, some women have to struggle with that and, struggle with, their self-worth because of that. But let's focus on the young men right now. Some young men walk around with the feeling that their life does not matter as much as that fine woman who you go to school with, that fine woman that you work with. Your life does not measure up, or you're not worthy of love and admiration as this fine, beautiful woman over here. You know what I'm saying? All right, check this out. You know that song by Sean Kingston, right? It's called what is it called? I think it's called "Beautiful Girls" or something like that. That song, and no disrespect to Sean Kingston. I was about to say Sean King, that's an activist, but no disrespect to Sean Kingston, but I can't stand that song, dude. I hate that song because what that song does, it makes the issue of young men struggling with suicidal thoughts, it undermines the issue. You dig what I'm saying? It makes the issue seem like something to be kind of, we're gonna take this lightly, or it ain't nothing, we gonna make a song about it, a song that's not even serious. It's like you're celebrating, that song is celebrating young men who are having the idea of young men having suicidal thoughts over a female who they deem beautiful girls. The lyrics even say it, it's like, damn, all these beautiful girls. Excuse my singing, I can sing much better than that, but that's my example. I'm trying to get the lyrics. Say, damn, all these beautiful girls. They make something do you dirt. They'll have you suicidal. And I'm listening to that. I'm like, dog, for real? Like, for real. And again, let's go back to the idea of having self-worth. That'll nip all of that in the bud. I'm gonna let you know, you don't need and this goes for women too, you don't need someone of the opposite sex to tell you, to validate your self-worth. You see what I'm saying? Young man, you don't need the approval of this fine, good-looking woman over here. You don't need her approval to be worthy of love. You don't need that. When God made you, that made you worthy of love. You know what I'm saying? You don't need her approval. You do not need to have all of these women approving of you to be worthy of love. And on the other hand, ladies, you don't need no dude to approve of you in order to feel like you're worth something. It's like I said, when God made you, that's when you became worthy of love, when he created you. Because every human life is valuable. Every single human life is very valuable, infinitely valuable. And that's the problem, man. The devaluation of human life, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how sometimes this world spins, man. But yeah, bro. Keep your head up. Do not allow the waters to overtake you. Do not allow those waters to overwhelm you. Love yourself. Get out of the house. Get off the couch. Get off the internet. Get off the video game. Get out of the house. Go for a walk. Go visit a family member. You know, go visit a friend. Go talk to another human. Go get help. Go get help. Reach out. Don't keep that stuff inside, dude. But yeah, man. I could go on and on and on about this because I've been there and I'm still at war with depression. You know, but I've been blessed enough to understand how to combat it. You know what I'm saying? I have a page on Facebook called The War on Depression. The War on Depression. I haven't posted on there for a while. Since the death of Chester Bennington, I haven't really posted on there for a while. But I'm definitely gonna, I'll more than likely put this video on the page, but go and like that page. I didn't do this video to get likes for that particular page, but I just thought about it. And if you like, go and click like on Facebook for that page. The War on Depression. I'll post the link at the bottom. But yeah, the war on depression. Fighting depression is like a war. It's like a war. It's like a war. You got to take this seriously because depression will kill you. Some people say that depression is a terminal illness. It doesn't have to be. If you fight it, it doesn't have to be. But that just tells you the deadly nature of depression. You know? It's not a game. But yeah, guys, I you know, like I said, I can go on and on about this. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the gym. I've been here with you guys for a good while, so let me go ahead and get this workout in and get those endorphins going that I told you guys about, that dopamine. Let's get that going. You know, I'm about to get that going. And again, if you're feeling down today, know that everything will work out in the end. Everything will be okay. If it's not okay, it's not the end. You know what I'm saying? It's not the end yet. You'll be fine. You're gonna get through this. The storm will not last forever. The episode won't last forever. And when that storm does end, remember, build that fortress, build that barrier for the next wave of depressive episodes. Prepare yourself so when you're in the thick of battle, you'll have something to rely on, to lean on. All right, guys, that's my time for the day. Let me go ahead and get out of here. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel and give me some feedback. Let me know how you guys are doing, especially on something like this. All right, so give me some feedback and I'll chop it up with you guys in the comments or by message or email or whatnot. So all right, y'all, love you guys. God bless you and have a great rest of your